Shalom, shalom, shalom. Right, first and foremost, I'm going to give all praises, all honor, all glory unto the Most High God Yahweh, by Shema Mashiach, Wamalak Yahushua. Right, Lord willing, brothers and sisters are enduring, waxing mightier and mightier through the Spirit, doing all they can do to make their calling and election sure in these last days. Right, it's Brother Zakar, WFI St. Louis. Right, I want to come at y'all with a quick, cold cut through the Spirit, right, on correction, accepting correction, right, knowing that a correction is love, right? If you have never been corrected before, you've never known true love, right? Chastising and correction is true love, and above all, it's true love from the Lord, right? The Lord casts out judgment, right? If the Lord doesn't judge you, the Lord's not dealing with you, man. Right? If you're not going through anything, right? Any trials, any tribulations, any judgments, right? Hey, the Lord is not dealing with you. And I want to make this plain, right? This has nothing to do with the widespread thing, that came about within the past few days, right? I've just been noticing the spirit in Israel of denying correction and falling by the wayside, right? I seen a repeat thing of correction, counsel, these certain things being had, and men not taking heed to them, leaning unto their own understanding, saying only God can judge me, right? And you fall back into the world, right? You fall and lean unto your own understanding, and now you out this thing. Because you thought that nobody could judge you, that men couldn't correct you, right? So we're gonna start that correction is love. Stop taking offense to it, right? Stop taking it personal, right? It's not, the brothers aren't correcting you, right, to beat you down and belittle you, but for you to be better, for you to make your calling and election sure, right? So let's hop into it, man. Let's go to the book of Leviticus, chapter 19 and verse number 17. It says, "Thou shalt not hate thy brother in thine heart. Thou shalt in any wise rebuke thy neighbor," right? So it says, thou shalt not hate thy neighbor in thy heart. If I hate you, I'm not going to rebuke you. I'm not going to correct you. Because right after that, to love is to rebuke, man. To correct you, right? Because you're going off in some sort of fashion. And if I were to let you keep going off, Slakia, that's showing hatred, right? If I were to let you walk around the corner, knowing I know it's a damn shootout about to happen around the corner, and be like, hey, man, hey, to hell with them. That's not love, right? It's letting you just walk around the corner and get mauled down, man, by a stray bullet, right? I had to correct you and I had to rebuke you and let you know that you're erring in certain ways, right? And it's not to say that one brother is perfect and the other one's not. No, it's not to say that. Hey, but a brother may see a point where you're going off that you can improve in, right? Or you can do better in, right? So it says, thou shalt not hate thy brother in thy heart. Thou shalt in any wise rebuke thy neighbor and not suffer sin upon him, right? Because, what's going to happen if you start being slothful, right? If you start saying, brothers can't tell you anything, right? You start leaning unto your own understanding, sin is going to come, right? These demons are going to start plaguing you, and guess what? They're going to get up on you. Because you're not going to have a brotherhood anymore. You don't have no one to lift you up when you're down. Because you got this, you can do it by yourself spirit, right? And really, that's a feminine spirit, man. Just going to be quite frank. It's an effeminate spirit. Damn, you can do bad all by yourself. It's a single mother spirit, man. Right? So brothers got to leave off from the wicked, effeminate spirit, man. Right? Damn, do all bad by yourself spirit, man. Right? Let me get this real quick in the book of Proverbs, chapter 27 and verse number 5. It says, open rebuke is better than secret love. So you're going to get this open correction, man. You're going to get this open rebuke. And it may not be nice. It may not be gentle and sweet and the way you wanted to hear. But guess what? It's not always going to be sweet. Because sometimes you need to hear that harsh truth. That worldly saying, the truth hurts. And damn right it do sometimes. Right? We all have to get corrected at times. Right? Some brothers have to get corrected on their speech. Some brothers have to get corrected on their mannerisms. Some brothers have to get corrected on, hey, you're not studying enough. You're not reading enough. Some sisters have to get corrected on being more submissive, right? Letting go of the masculine spirit. Correction take place all around. It's not always a 40 elder council that needs to happen, man. Correction happens from the littlest up to the highest, right? But it says open rebuke is better than secret love. So if a brother rebukes you, hey, you have to know that that's true love, right? Because back in the world, everybody was damn yes man, right? Nobody really told you went off or that shoes ain't match your damn outfit, right? Even just on a carnal level. So how much more when somebody's spiritually correcting you, right? Hey, I can see the countenance upon you and I see it falling. Hey, you may want to hop into a fast. Oh, man, I'm all right. I'll be all right, right? You got that I'll be all right spirit. Oh, I'm enduring, right? You never confess what you're really going through. So a brother can never properly rebuke you, right? And then it builds up. Everything builds up, man. So when the rebuke does come, it's harsh because you were harboring on all these secret, whether it's sins, things that you're going through. So brothers don't know how to properly give you the medicine, man. Because we're physicians, Salakia, right? So we don't know how to properly give you this certain dose of medicine or what prescription you might need because you were harboring all these things. And you don't go to the doctor and not tell him what you're going through. You go to the doctor and tell him everything you're going through, man. Whether it's embarrassing, right? Hey, a doctor may have to check certain things, right? You may have to go get a damn MRI so they can do a deep scan to see what's really going on. How much more your spirit, man, when your spirit's at stake? You do it on a carnal level. How much more you're on a spiritual level, right? Stop being carnal, sold under this flesh, man. We have to live more spiritual lives, right? Get this in the book of Proverbs 11:1. Right? It says, a false balance is an abomination unto the Lord, but a just weight is his delight. So, hey, you can't have no correction all your life. You can't not have judgment all your life. Right? You're going to have that in this truth. You're going to have a counsel, a correction, something's going to happen. Right? I know when I first started teaching, right, I was trying to figure out how to become a better teacher, right? How do I, tend to the sheep more, right? And what brothers told me is you have to stop being so hasty to jump at people's neck when they disagree with something, right? You have to be long suffering, right? Forbearing, right? Patient with the sheep, right? You first of all, you have to be a good listener to be a good teacher, right? So when brothers told me that, I kind of had to go to more than one witness, right, to see if this thing was really true. Because in my eyes, I didn't see it that way, right? But hey, out of the mouth of 2 or 3 witnesses, a matter established, right? And I was like, the first brother told me, and I kind of was like, yeah, I don't know about that. I don't really think I'd be doing that, but I didn't really cast it to the side fully. I was like, let me call another brother. Me and the brother got off the phone. I called another brother. He told me the same thing. I was like, damn, okay. I called one more brother. He told me the same thing. I said, hey, none of them knew I was calling them, right? And they all said the same thing. They observed that, right? So that's something that I had to work on. I had to become better at, right? I had to become more long-suffering. And I still got work to do, man. Right? If a brother told me that again today, yeah, you're right. I still have more work to do, right? So correction happens all around, and we can't be prideful. Because if you don't take correction, hey, you're prideful, man. And you're a brutish man. All right, let me get that real quick. And we could just stay in the damn book of Proverbs this whole time, right? It's the book of Proverbs at 12 verse 1. It says, whoso loveth instruction, loveth knowledge. When you love correction, when you love instruction, right? Instruction comes from that, right? hey, you should maybe try it this way. When you pass out flyers, and you may kind of want to break it down quick and break it down like this, right? This how you may fish more sheep in, or whatever the matter is, right? It says, whoso loveth instruction, loveth knowledge, right? Your husband tell you, hey, he may not like it when you, he may not like hot food, man. And you continually make spicy damn food. Right? You don't love instruction, right? You're deliberately going against the instruction, right? It says, but he that hateth reproof is a brutish man. You hate correction. You hate instruction, right? You hate judgment. You're a brutish man, right? And brutish is to be stupid, right? So the Lord's calling a people that hate correction, they're stupid, right? And you're never going to get anywhere in life, whether it's on a carnal level or a spiritual level, if you hate correction, right? Your damn job corrects you all the time when you're in training. Tell you how to do this, tell you how to do that. Okay. Right? But when it comes to the truth, man, you want to be brutish, right? It's utter madness, right? Let's get some accounts real quick, right? Let's go to the book of 1 Samuel, chapter 3. And this is a beautiful account on how to accept judgment, correction, right, in a righteous way, right? This 1 Samuel, chapter 3, and verse number 16. It says, then Eli called Samuel and said, Samuel, my son. And he answered, here I am. And he said, what is this thing that the Lord has said unto thee? I pray thee, hide it not from me, and do, God do so to thee, and more also, if thou hide anything from me of all the things he has said unto thee. And Samuel told him every whit, and hid nothing from him. And he said, it is the Lord, let him do what seemeth good. Right? We're not going to read this whole account, but if you go back into this account, it said that that Eli's house, right, is going to be destroyed, right? Because of their wickedness. His kids was damn going the hell off, and Eli didn't correct it, right? He didn't rebuke his kids, right? Just kind of let them do whatever they want to do, have free reign, man, right? Popping women at the damn gate, right? Taking the meat out the damn offerings, right? They're just being utterly wicked, right? You take some time and read this account, right? But hey, Eli say, it's the Lord, let him do what seemeth good. He took the correction and the rebuke, right? He may not have really thought about it. He may not have had provision over his sons. He wasn't watching them, right? And people were too afraid and bashful to speak out against it, right? But he said, hey, man, when the Lord gave that judgment, he says, the Lord, let him do what seemeth good, right? That's how we should be about correction and judgment. Damn, yeah, you're right. Let me fix this. Let me do better, right? Because, hey, when the Lord gives his stamp of judgment, it's set in stone. You've already been judged. You can't go back, right? Because when the Lord comes back in that judgment, there is no repentance anymore. You had your time, right? He sent men to correct you, to warn you, right? Same way he did with Samuel, right? And if you don't want to take heed to that and you want to be prideful, hey, guess what? That's your destruction, right? And it will befall you, right? So you have to have the spirit of Eli, man. And let the Lord seem it with Slacky. Let me read that again. It is the Lord, let him do it what seemeth him good, right? So that's it. That's a beautiful way to take correct. He didn't buck up against the Lord and say, well, Lord, I've been serving you all this time, right? And he go on a damn tangent, right? A rampage, right? Start cursing out the Lord, and being increasing in wickedness. He didn't do that. There's no account of that, right? He took his correction and he dealt with it like a man, right? So we have to get back to that, start dealing with our corrections like men, right? We go to the book of Galatians, chapter 2, right? There's a lot of men that took correction in scriptures, and there's a lot of men that didn't, right? It's the book of Galatians, chapter 2, and verse number 11. But when Peter was come to Antioch, I withstood him to the face, because he was to be blamed. For before the certain came of the For before the certain came from James, he did eat with the Gentiles. But when they were come, he withdrew, and he separated himself, fearing them which were of the circumcision. And the other Jews disassembled likewise with him, and so much that Barnabas also was carried away with their dissimulation. Right? So Peter and the other Jews that were with him, right, were eating among the uncircumcision. Right? And if you know in the context of this, that was unlawful for a Jew to do. Right? It was contrary to their traditions. They didn't do that. Right? So when Peter seen James, right, and the others of the circumcision coming, right, I'm going to use a worldly analogy, right? Let's say you're a jock, right? You want to play sports, right? And you may have been sitting at the damn lunch table, right? All your friends and stuff, they wasn't here yet. You're sitting at the damn lunch table, right? And you was cool with what they would call a nerd, somebody who wasn't popular, right? But when your friends came around, you withdrew yourself and you started making fun of them. Right? You damn pull his drawers over his head, give him a wedgie, right? Put his damn head in the toilet, right? But secretly, when they're not around, right, you're apologizing to him, saying, I'm sorry, you know how it is. Well, that's kind of what Peter did, right? So, reading on at verse 14, it says, But when I saw that they walked not uprightly, according to the truth of the gospel, I said unto Peter before them all, If thou, being a Jew, livest after the manner of the Gentiles, and not as the Jews, why compellest thou the Gentiles to live as the Jews? Right? So he had to rebuke Peter, man. Right? And isn't Peter the rock of the church? Right? He didn't have respect of persons in his judgment. Right? He wasn't bashful. He didn't say, well, you know who Peter is. Right? I can't really rebuke him. He's too high up. No, he didn't do that. He didn't have respect of persons, man. He rebuked them sharply. Hey, when I seen it, he kind of got on his head, man. Right? Then he stood up on the table in front of everybody, man. The circumcised and the uncircumcised. Right? And gave him a sharp rebuke, man. Right? So, hey, you can't have respect of person in judgment. Right? You have to give out swift judgment, right, when it's needed. Everything has to be done decently and in order, as the scriptures say in 1 Corinthians 14 and 40, right? And brothers have to stop respecting persons when it comes to judgment, right? Whether it may be somebody above you, man, if they're going off, you gotta let them know they're going the hell off, right? And same way, if you're in a higher position, man, right? Don't be afraid, to correct or rebuke a brother, man, right? To be in a position of a leader, right? Whether you're a leader in your own house, right? Because if you have a family, you're a leader, man, right? No matter if you have a position of authority in a body or not, Slakia, you're a leader. You are responsible for your family, right? So we can't have respect of persons. Let me get this real quick in James chapter 2 and verse 9. And it reads, But if ye have respect to persons, ye commit sin, and are convinced of the law as a transgressor. Right? So if you have respect to persons, hey, you're in sin. If you're bashful and you don't want to correct the brother and you see him going off, you hate your brother. It's Leviticus 19:17. We read that at the beginning. You got to correct him. Right? And if not, you're in sin. Right? It's Ezekiel 3 and 17 on down. If you don't warn the wicked from their wicked ways, that blood is going to be upon you. So this correction must happen. This judgment must happen. The rebuke must happen. And we have to learn to enjoy, accept, and love the correction and rebuke and know that it's true love. Right? My brother's not doing that to, again, downplay you, belittle you, but for your soul, for your sake, for your spirit. Right? Same thing for you sisters, man. Right? You're not exempt from this either. Right? Your husband gives you correction. Right? If you don't got a husband and you're under a body, the head of the church gives you correction. Right? And you think you're too damn good to take the correction. Well, guess what? When the Lord corrects you, right? You're not going to like that. Right? So if a man is coming under thus saith the Lord, and he's correcting you with the scriptures, right? They're seeing your countenance, they're pointing these things out, they're pulling the accounts up. It would behoove you to, for one, it's going to be harsh, but shut your mouth. Examine yourself, like it says in the book of 1 Corinthians 13 and 5, right? Let me get that real quick. I don't want to misquote it. It may be 2 Corinthians. Yeah, 2 Corinthians. Slakia. Fumbling. Right? Book of 2 Corinthians, chapter 13 and verse 5, it says, examine yourselves whether ye be in the faith. Right? So you have to examine yourselves. That's step 2. Shut your mouth, listen, and go back and examine yourself. Right? Because they're not just saying that just to say it, man. Right? And if they don't do it, they're in sin, man. Right? So it says, for whosoever, that's it on that. But it says, but if you have respect to persons, ye commit sin. So you can't respect a person in judgment either. Right? Whether it's somebody above you or whether it's somebody below you, there is no respect to persons. Somebody you favor to more, your damn best friend, it doesn't matter. Right? So let me get this another account real quick. In the book of 1 Samuel, chapter 15. And we'll start at verse 17. Right? Now this is an account of not taking judgment, correction, rebuke, right? Taking heed, being prideful. And we're going to see what happens, right? Because it doesn't fare well for men like that, right? 1 Samuel chapter 15 and verse 17. It says, and Samuel said, when thou was little in thy own sight, when thou, wast thou not made the head of the tribes of Israel? And the Lord anointed thee king over Israel. And the Lord sent thee on a journey and said, go and utterly destroy the sinners of the Amalekites, and fight against them until they be consumed. Wherefore, then didst thou not obey the voice of the Lord, but didst fly upon the spoils, and didst evil in the sight of the Lord. Right? So Samuel is rebuking Saul for not doing as the Lord has commanded him to do. Right? And let's see his response to that. And Saul said unto Samuel, yeah, I have obeyed the voice of the Lord, and have gone the way which the Lord sent me, and have brought Agag, the king of the Amalekites, and have utterly destroyed the Amalekites. How did you utterly destroy the Amalekites? And brought Agag of the Amalekites. Now let's see the straight commandment that the Lord gave to Saul, right? We're going to jump up to verse 3. Now go and smite Amalek, and utterly destroy all that they have, and spare them not. What did he just say? For one, you didn't listen to the words of the Lord, right? Your mind is bad. You was all jammed up. He said, jumping back to verse 20, and have brought Agag, the king of Amalek. Wait, that isn't what the Lord commanded you to do. You didn't utterly destroy Amalek. Right? We'll go back to verse 3. It says, and spare them not, but slay both man and woman, infant and suckling, ox and sheep, camel and ass. So utterly destroy everything that they had. You leave nothing. The Lord didn't tell you to take the spoil of Amalek. He told you to utterly destroy it. Burn it. Kill it. Right? Reading on that verse 21. But the people took of the spoils, which the Lord told them not to do, sheep and oxen, which he told them to destroy and kill, the chief of the things which should have been utterly destroyed, to sacrifice unto the Lord thy God in Gilgal. Right? The Lord didn't tell you to do that. It's like the man that touched the ark. The Lord told you not to touch the ark. You go on about to establish righteousness by the way you see fit. The Lord didn't tell you to do that, right? leaning unto your own understanding and perverting what the Lord told you to do because you thought you knew it was better, right? And then somebody comes to correct you, give you judgment, and guess what you do? You get prideful and say, I didn't do that. I did what the Lord told me to do. Saying the Lord told you to go off. That's basically what you're saying. The Lord told me to go off. The Lord told me to sin. Right? Don't you dare fix your lips to say that. Right? That's verse 22. And Samuel said, hath the Lord as a great delight in burnt offerings and sacrifices, as in obeying the voice of the Lord? The Lord didn't want your damn sacrifices, man. He wanted you to obey what he said. Right? And David says the same thing in Psalm chapter 51. He would rather you obey what he says rather than sacrifices. Because obeying what he says, hey, that's true love, right? Not disobeying what he says because you wanted spoils. You wanted the fat that they had and take it for yourself and you give the Lord just a little burnt offering. No, right? Behold, to obey is better than the sacrifice, and to hearken than the fat of rams. For rebellion is as the sin of witchcraft. Right? So when you rebel against the Lord, you rebel against correction, you rebel against rebuke, it's as the sin of witchcraft, man. Right? And stubbornness is as iniquity and idolatry. So when you're stubborn, you're hard-headed, you're brutish, guess what? That's as idolatry, man. We have to really understand that. Because guess what leads down a damn domino effect of you falling little by little. Brothers have seen it time and time again, man. Accept this correction. Accept this true love. Right? Because thou hast rejected the word of the Lord, he hath also rejected thee from being king. And you don't want to hear that, man. You don't want to hear in those last days, hey, get thee far from me. I never knew you, you workers of iniquity. Because you didn't accept correction. You didn't accept rebuke. You were prideful, haughty. Accept the rebuke and accept the correction and move like the wise men moved in the spirits and repent. Get better. That's what it's about. It's about getting better. None of us are perfect, man. All of us fall in some sort of fashion. We all go off somewhere. We all need to be corrected in some aspect of our life. Right? So learn how to take the correction and move forward. Right? Let's get this Proverbs chapter 12 and verse number 15. Right? It's the book of Proverbs chapter 12 and verse 15. The way of a fool is right in his own eyes. Right? So a fool is going to think everything he do is right. He does no evil. Right? He's perfect. Right? It's a kind of a brother said, he talked to a brother that said he is perfect. Hey, man. Right? I don't even know what to say to that. That's prideful, man. Utterly prideful. The way of a fool is right in his own eyes, but he that hearkeneth unto counsel is wise. When you listen unto counsel, man, you become more wise. Your latter end becomes better. Because guess what? Hey, if I would have never listened to that counsel, right, I could, who knows how many sheep I could have chased off. And guess what? When a brother said that, I self-examined myself. I watched a few videos of me teaching, and I realized I almost did that at one point. Right? I was talking to a brother, and I feel like he was scoffing, which he wasn't. He was being sincere with his line of questioning, and I kind of started to jump at his neck. All praise to the Most High that didn't ward the brother off and make him walk away, and I had to humble down and listen and realize what he was saying to give him a correct answer. Right? And realize, hey, and then he started getting the knowledge, right? Damn, y'all are telling the truth, right? But if I'd have been prideful and stuck in my ways, guess what? Who knows, right? That's a lot of blood on your hands when you're out there doing that, right? So you have to take that correction, have to take that rebuke, right? You're going to be wise. Wisdom will start dwelling with you, right? Let me get this real quick in Proverbs 19 and verse number 20. It says, hear counsel and receive instruction, that thou mayest be wise in thy latter end. Right? So when you hear counsel and instruction, guess what? And you apply the things that were told unto you, you're going to be wise in your latter end. The Lord looks favorably upon men that take heed to counsel. that take heed to wise sayings, right? To take heed to things that, hey, may not be sin, but is it profitable for you? It's not profitable for you to be doing that, huh? You say, well, it's not a sin. You fold your damn arm and say it's not a sin. Show me in the law. Well, brother, you're going to fall. Your destruction is soon. Because you don't want to take heed to wise counsel. Heed to wise counsel. Because the Lord made that brother say that. The Lord made that sister say that. Right? Hey, man, not doing that of his own will. It's the Lord doing that, man. Stop being prideful. Take heed to that correction, man. Right? Get this real quick. Get a few more and we'll close out. It's the book of Proverbs at 13 and verse 10. Only by pride cometh contention, but with the well advised is wisdom. Right? And when you don't take that correction again, pride comes. And guess what comes after that? Contention. Now you feel like everybody's against you. Right? Why is everybody ganging up on me? Everybody is just rebuking me. Where's the love? Well, you're going the hell off. Right? Sister, you're going off. Right? What are we not supposed to correct you? You're saying something off. I'm going to correct you. Right? You're saying, well, we're going to get on your bumper, man. You don't like it, stop going off. Take this correction. Stop being prideful. Because that pride comes contention. Right? It says, but with the well advised is wisdom. Right? Just, hey, take yourself out of it. Take your emotions out of it. Sit back and really reflect. Maybe go on a fast, man. Pray to the Lord to direct your steps, to guide you. Right? And if you have an evil spirit on for the Lord, to get that up off of you. Right? Like I said, man, we could stay in the book of Proverbs all day for this. Right? But the theme of this, man, is to accept the correction, accept the rebuke, right? That your latter end may be well. Right? Close out with this. Get the book of Revelation. The book of Revelation, chapter 2 and verse number 4. Says, nevertheless, I have somewhat against thee, because thou hast left thy first love. Remember therefore from whence thou art fallen, and repent and do the first works. Don't forget your first love. Don't forget from where you've fallen, right? Don't forget how zealous you used to be in this truth, the correction that you used to take, the counsel that you used to heed unto. Because guess what? When you first came in this thing, you came in as a babe. You weren't prideful, right? You didn't have a contentious spirit, right? You were willing to learn and willing to be corrected. Had that same spirit, right? Don't fall from your first estate. Don't fall from that first love, right? Reading on. Or else I will come unto thee quickly, and I will remove thy candlestick out of its place, except thou repent, right? And like Romans 10 and 1 says, we pray that all Israel may be saved. We don't want our brothers and sisters to fall away, right? So keep fervently doing this work. Take heed unto counsel. Take the reproof, right? And become better in your latter end, right? But with that, we want to give all praise, honor, and glory unto the Most High God Yahweh. By Hashem HaMashiach, woman like Yahushua. Shalom. Kwam Yashalom.